Last night there was a strike, and I want to make a statement, and this statement is going to go out to the endtimes.com audience too. Last night the American U.S. Air Force hit Iran in what was called Operation Midnight Hammer, hit their three main enrichment facilities, Fordo, which is the one that's 250 feet underground, the most fortified of all of those. 6 of the bunker buster bombs were dropped directly on Fordo. As far as they know, it's been completely destroyed. In the days to come now, they'll assess the damage. And if they didn't get it all, they'll go back and hit it again. And so this is not necessarily over. But at this point, they believe it was totally destroyed. Natanz, they dropped 2 bunker buster bombs on Natanz nuclear enrichment site, plus Tomahawk missiles, and then Tomahawk missiles on the Isfahan site. Isfahan is a very complicated area where they have their final enrichment area there and a lot of the research. And so there's a lot of different areas to hit. The submarines launched the Tomahawk missiles at Isfahan. These are the 3 main enrichment sites. And so Israel, along with the United States, has given the world a great gift in the last week, and that is a defeated Iran. Iran no longer has Iran is the world state sponsor of terror. In 1979, when the Shah of Iran was overthrown and the Ayatollah, this was the first Ayatollah Khomeini, he took over. They declared war on Israel, Israel a cancerous tumor that had to be cut out. They call us the great Satan. They call Israel the little Satan. Israel's the appetizer, we're next. If they ever get Israel, we're next. And so after the bombings last night, and by the way, there wasn't one bullet shot at any of our planes last night over Iran. It was a complete success. And so after the attack last night, the successful attack, the Ayatollah Khomeini, who's hiding in a bunker, and he threatened to activate their terror cells in the United States and around the world, and to use cyber attacks and things like that. And so people ask, what happens now? Well, first of all, this is a different world today than it was yesterday because Iran has been neutralized. Their ballistic missile program has been bombed and bombed and bombed and bombed, and Israel continues to bomb until they won't have a ballistic missile program, and their nuclear program has been wiped out. And so it will take them, now they probably kept some of their enriched uranium, and it's going to take many, many years for them to ever get back in the nuclear enrichment business. And I believe the first time they do, Israel's going to bomb them the instant they try again. But they have been neutralized. I think this is a very important moment in prophetic history, and that's what I want to talk about. My message today, but people say, what's going to happen? Is Russia going to respond? Is China going to respond? The world is silent. And, they've made threats and made statements. The world is thankful today that Iran has been eliminated. Saudi Arabia, the Gulf states, they hate Iran, and Iran hates them. See, the Saudi Arabia, they're Sunni Muslims. The Iran, they're Shia Muslims, and they hate each other. They have an argument. As much as they hate us, they hate each other. They have an argument over who was the rightful successor of Muhammad. So the Muslims don't all get along, and they don't get along. And so today, the bully of the Middle East, the #1 state sponsor of terrorism, has been taken off the map. They are no longer a threat. Thank God that the Lord gave us that opportunity, and that we have a president named Donald Trump and Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. And I really don't think that Iran is going to respond, and because, in the Middle East, that's a tough neighborhood. There's only one language they understand, and that is force. You can talk all you want to, but when you use force, and so today, I believe that the Ayatollah Khomeini, I believe he's fearful for his life, obviously. I think his worst nightmare is making Donald Trump mad, honestly. And so I think he's going to be a good boy for a while. And there may be some terror cells or cyber things. They use a lot of bluster. They use a lot of fear and things like that. But when it comes down to it, they have been very weak. And I want to talk about them related to Israel in this message today. But just in my statement that I want to go out, I'm just going to say, thank God. Thank God for the Lord's protection for our forces and for Israeli forces. Thank God for a day that we're seeing an enemy, a true enemy of the world, an enemy of the United States, and an enemy of Israel defeated. And Israel has been able to go in there with impunity and bomb them for the last week. And so it's really been incredible. We thank God for that. Continue to pray for America and for Israel for our safety, because we do have many enemies, as you know. And so I'm not saying there won't be any problems. I'm not saying there won't be any threats. I'm just saying Iran being gone is a very good thing. And the world has been largely silent, waiting for someone to do something about it. And thank God that we have leadership like Prime Minister Netanyahu and President Trump who are willing to step in there and do something, because this was a threat to the world, not just the United States and Israel.